Hello, Lumify fam! I hope everyone is having an amazing week. It's a really busy week with Black Friday and the holidays are starting. It's crazy Thanksgiving. We are so excited. Today we are going IG Live with a new Lumify marketplace partner. They're called Scrub Society, and they are an incredible community and have incredible products as well. So we're super excited to hear their story. They're founded by a healthcare worker as well, and they just launched on the Lumify marketplace today. So we're super excited to get to hear their story and review all of their products. So if you're interested in awesome apparel for healthcare workers and learning about a healthcare worker starting a business, then this IG Live is for you. And with that, I'm them in. I see so many familiar faces in the audience. Hello, everyone. Hey, Jen.
Hey!
Alrighty, I think I invited them in. Oh,
Yes.
hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Hi. So nice to meet you guys.
So nice to meet you.
So nice to put a face to the
Yes.
email slash audio recording call that we had.
Yep.
And where are you based?
New York.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool.
What about
Aw.
based?
I'm out in California in the Central Valley.
Oh.
So yes, and then Anthony flew back east out your way.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right. When we had our call, I was actually in New York.
yeah,
Um,
you did.
so
You're
coincidental.
like, we got to meet up soon.
So I was on the West Coast, now I'm back on the East Coast, kind of a little bit of everywhere right now.
Got it.
But thank you so much for joining our live. We're so excited to share your story, and we're so excited to have Scrub Society on the Lumify marketplace. So maybe we could start with like a round of intros. You can just share like your background, and then we can dive into everyone's story.
Okay, perfect. So, my name is Nell. I've been a nurse for going on 3 years now. And when I started this company, I was in nursing school and I just wanted a creative outlet. I knew that I wanted to do something outside of the bedside. Even before I got to the bedside, I just had a feeling because a lot of the people that I spoke to that worked in the hospitals, they were already burnt out. So when I started working as a nurse, this was when COVID hit. I remember my orientation got cut short and I was exposed to a lot of, like really sick people, and it just really put a damper on my experience as a new grad nurse. And so
Mm.
um, designing and creating products was a way for me to kind of escape what I was dealing with at work. And then slowly I started creating products and wearing them to work, and people, wanted them. They wanted to gift them to other healthcare workers. And then I was like, oh, I might have something here. So that's kind of how it got started. And then, yeah, I just took off from there.
I
So
love it.
cool. I love that. I can go ahead and kick off like a really short intro for me, but I'm Jennifer, co-founder along with Anthony of Lumify, and I have been a nurse now for the last decade. It's gone by very quickly though. Most of my career is working in the NICU, like neonatal ICU, and then I did adults before then. And yeah, always excited about innovation and nurses creating solutions for healthcare workers, and then found Anthony, who was excited about similar things. And here we are, fast forward all these years later. And yeah, I'll popcorn it to Anthony. You could share.
I know it's always so crazy when we've done these lives. We're like, oh yeah, we've been doing this for a few months, and then it was a year, and now it's like 2 years, and we're like, oh my gosh, time flies. But yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for joining live. My name's Anthony, co-founder of Lumify. I'm also a registered nurse. So we have all the nursepreneurs on the call today, as they like to say. Kind of like Nell's story, I started Lumify in nursing school. So it was my second to last year of nursing school that Jennifer and I met. And then kind of like you now, and that's why I'm like so fascinated by your story as well, because I feel like it's very similar to mine. I feel like even in nursing school and working in, in clinical, I could see just like how under-supported nurses were,
Mm-hmm.
how much healthcare workers deserved better tools and resources. I feel like every time I was like, shadowing another nurse and they were just saying, oh yeah, we don't have that, or we're doing that this way. And it was just like so crazy to kind of enter the profession and just have that like shock factor of like, oh my gosh, this is like how healthcare workers are treated like on the front line. It's really it's crazy. So that kind of inspired me to wanna build Lumify. Um, so I guess, one of the things at Lumify that we're always really excited about is supporting businesses that are founded by healthcare workers. So Nell, I would love to dive a little bit deeper into your story and hear what was the initial spark that made you kind of start Scrub Society, and how did you even go about starting it? I feel like a lot of people want to know that first origin story of how do you even go about making the website, finding the products, all of that.
Um, so again, I did start it in nursing school, and this started from me just doodling on my notes. I was supposed to be taking notes in lecture, and I would just be doodling off to the side and kind of just, I always love to draw, so that's kind of always what I did in class. And once I became a nurse, I remember everyone was calling us essential workers during COVID time, and I I remember I sketched it on my notepad, and that was the first design that I did make. And I don't know what caused me to create a pin. I remember I wanted to make something really small and cute to put on my scrubs, or something glittery to wear. And then I somehow thought, oh, I can put it on my badge. And I thought, what could I put on my badge? Just as a really cute glimpse of happiness as I'm going into work. And then I started to look up how to make pins, and what the steps that I need to take, and the sizing and everything. And I made it. I made one just for myself, and it started to gain a lot of attraction at work, and then it took off like that.
That's so cool. And they're so cute. That's the thing about pins and badge reels, those small little things, because there's something for everyone.
Right.
And it doesn't matter which type of healthcare worker you are, or which department you work in. Some of those are just you can find something that matches your personality or the day. Anthony's doing a fun show and tell. I love show and tells. There's so many that, I mean, everyone should order the coffee one, because I think that's
This one is my
synonymous with
favorite.
healthcare
I
is
love this
caffeine.
one. It's super cute. Oh my gosh. And I love how they look on the badge. The sizing is perfect. I love how you can kind of deck it
Aw,
out.
And a
I
lot.
know. I only have our Lumify one. I
Oh,
need to deck it out with some fancy Scrub Society pens on there. They're adorable. Yes, exactly right. That's the thing. Oh my gosh, my NICU heart loves that. Those
Look how
are
adorable these
adorable.
are, you guys. You have to get these. They are so cute.
How did you how do you come up with your designs? How is it just a fun, just creative process, or what's the process you take to come up with what you're gonna do next, or what's cute or fun?
Right. So when I first started, it was based off of just a creative process of what I wanted to wear. I am an OB nurse. I work in labor and delivery, and I float to NICU sometimes for grower feeders. So
Yes.
so it depends on where I'm working, and what I get inspired by at the moment. That's how it started. And then now that my company has grown, a lot of times I get it from my customers. They'll DM me and say, can you make this? You don't have any for our,
Mm.
can you make this? And then I start, my creative juices start to flow, and I write it down, and I'm like, okay, I got to keep that in mind. So
I
yeah, it comes
love that.
to me, honestly.
We need to come up with a fancy nursepreneur, nurse founder sort of pen, and we'll all
I
be in
know.
this fancy club
I don't
together.
you write that down right now.
Yes. If anyone has any other ideas for pins that Nell can make, please put them in the chat. Would love to hear anyone's ideas. Definitely, I'm an advocate of the nursepreneur one. That's so cute. I've heard that is
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, we'll rock that always.
We need our own we need
I
our
know,
own.
we need our own club. That can be yeah, the secret pen. If you have the pen, then you're in
You're
the end group.
Yes. Okay, so we got some audience approval on that idea, so I love that. And now one of the other things I want to dive into as well beyond your products is really how Scrub Society has become such an awesome community as well of nurses and nursing students, healthcare workers. And I just love to hear your perspective on how that community has evolved, and maybe the importance of community in our profession, especially as we have kind of all been through so much together, and I feel have you know coming together and supporting each other, I think, is one of the best things we can do.
Yes, I vividly remember like as a nurse, working during those COVID times, I often go to Instagram as my escape to just hear what other nurses in different states are going through. Is it as bad as it is, where I am? Are you guys sharing masks too? Do you guys save your N95s because your hospital doesn't have any? So I constantly went to Instagram and just wanted to hear other people's stories. And
Mhm.
so I began sharing my story. And then earlier this year, I travel nursed, actually in Cali. I just came back.
Oh,
Um, I was sharing my story, and a lot of people were DMing me saying, I want to take that leap, but I'm nervous, or, I'm in school right now. And we're just sharing, ideas and advice on what to do. And it's like a new way to network. And that's what I really love about this community is that we're just like all a DM away or just all comment
yeah.
away to interact with each other, even though we do not work in the same hospital or the same setting. I feel like all of us here are like coworkers.
Yeah.
I love that. And that's like so true. And I think it's like extra special like creating the products that you do and like being a nurse and healthcare worker and creating that community that you have like worked to establish, because who better to like understand the needs or like the comedy behind a pin or that whole like I've been there, I get it, like meconium happens, like all those like very niche things that only healthcare worker really would know. Like how have you found it like easier to connect in that creative process and to make things because of the community that you have because you are a nurse? Like how has that been as a nurse and a business owner?
Yes, I think when you work in the field, it's a different, like it hits different, if you like, if I could say that. When I go to work with my pins and I see NICU nurses and I'm wearing the diaper pin or the onesie pin, and I tell them like, I go to the NICU also, or like the epidural and chill pin, like the labor and delivery nurses were obsessed, and I sold out with those because they were just like buying in bulk. And only only we kind of get it. Like those little sayings that are on the t-shirts or on the bags, like we get it. And it's funny to us, we have like our little things like alert and oriented times three, and like we need coffee
Yeah.
in the morning and things like that. So I feel like it hits home when it's one of your own who creates healthcare accessories, because it just makes you want to support them, and you understand the struggle in a way. You understand the struggle. So
Yes. I
Yeah.
love that so much. I feel like that is like really what inspired us to want to build the Lumify marketplace, honestly, is like I feel like we wanted to really create a space that healthcare workers could come to support businesses founded by other healthcare workers. And, if we're going to buy gear and resources, like the best gear and resources are going to be ones that are created by healthcare workers who have experienced the problem that the gear resource is
Exactly.
yeah,
solving for. And I feel like, that's why something as simple as an epidural and chill pill, maybe from an outsider, they may not understand like how that's valuable to us, but it really is, because sometimes that small little token that can like spark conversation with another nurse or make you laugh during the day or just kind of remind you, okay, here's where I am. Like that little thing can really make a difference in your shift, especially if it's just a hard shift. So I love how you kind of share that. So I was like, yeah, that's why I created the Lumify marketplace.
For
even like
sure.
getting ready to go to work and just having that little fanny pack or your pencil case, and you're just putting all your little accessories in there, like your light or your pen or like your different accessories that you got from other healthcare businesses. It just makes me feel so good. Like when I have those little items at work, I feel complete. I feel like, okay, I can start my day. So it's like really special. Those little accessories like really mean something during the shift.
And
I
they can
love
make a
that.
difference too. I mean, a pen can make or break your whole shift, girl. Like it is, it is true. We
Very
will beg,
specific.
steal, and borrow.
That's hilarious. So
You should
one of
make you
oh
should make
God.
a pin that's a pen, so you never lose your pen.
Oh,
That
that's a great idea.
can
I kind of want like a little Unite Light pin too.
Oh,
We're gonna get a
cute.
list for you now. Get ready, girl. Get ready. We're gonna be sending
I
over a
know.
little
We'll have all the
request
ideas
list.
flowing for you. I know it's so bad.
But speaking of the Unite Light and the incredible pins that Scrub Society has, for anyone listening to live, we are doing a live giveaway of a Lumify Unite Light, which is a wearable light for healthcare workers. You can attach it to your scrubs, and it helps you be able to illuminate your workspace with the goal of decreasing patient sleep disturbances. So you don't need to use those bright overhead room lights that wake up your patient. You can just wear this product. And we're also giving away a Lumify under scrub, which we're super excited about.
They're so soft.
Yes, they're literally so soft and comfortable. I honestly wear it to bed a lot. And it's lightweight, very buttery soft. So you'll get this. And then, Nell, do you want to share the other part of the giveaway?
So actually, I was thinking about which pin did I want to give away because, I do have an extensive catalog. And I thought, you know what, like since everyone works in different units and one might resonate with one, I couldn't decide. So I'm going to give a pin of your choice, whoever away, and they get to pick and we'll go from there.
How fun! See, it definitely is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There's something literally for everyone. So you guys are going to have such fun trying to peruse the options and see what's there for you.
Yeah.
Yes. So all you have to do to enter the giveaway, if you want to win a Unite Light under scrub and a pin from Scrub Society, is ask a question in the IG Live if you're listening. It can be any question, and then we'll choose a winner at the end. So thanks everyone for listening. We appreciate it. And thanks for doing the giveaway. This is so fun. We've never done an IG Live giveaway. So this is an interesting thing to test out.
Yeah. We'll see how it works.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm interested. I'm excited. But we might have to go ahead and there's people who join that just missed the whole spiel.
I know. Hopefully the pin thing gets it. Now, one other thing I would love to pick your brain on, just with new grad nurses, and I think we get a lot of questions from new grads that follow Lumify and that are part of our community about just entering the profession right now. I feel like it's an overwhelming time, I think, for us all, and I would just love to hear if you have any advice to share for any new grad nurses or new healthcare workers that are joining our workforce.
I think the biggest advice that I would have for someone coming into our industry would be to know your why. It's a very discouraging time, where a lot of people are transitioning out of healthcare. And, as a new grad coming in, it's like, wait, do I want to, do this? But I think if you know your why, it will help you stay the course. And you don't know what outlets your path can bring. So you might start out as a nurse and I've met people who you have gone to med school after going to nursing school or have completely transitioned into tech. So I say that just know your why and don't follow your own journey. And of course you can use social media to give you advice and give you tips and tricks, but only you know you and you know what's best for you. So that would be my advice.
That's amazing advice. But now my question is, what's your why? What's your why, Nell? You can share. What's the best part of being nursing, or why nursing for you?
The best part, this sounds so cliche, but the best part of being a nurse is meeting people from all different walks of life. I think that we are in a customer service industry, and my favorite part of working as a nurse are the conversations that I have with my patients. I feel like I always walk away with thinking about something that a patient said to me that they don't even know could have been impactful. I always like to ask my patients, especially working in labor and delivery, I ask them if they're getting a decent amount of time off of work. And then I say, what do you do? And then I just learn something new about an industry that I'm not even in, or, learning the simplest thing. I think I wouldn't get that. So I think just interacting with people daily is my favorite part of my job. Yeah.
Aww, I love
that. I totally agree. I think sometimes those patient interactions are just so priceless. And I feel like even in the craziest busy shift, just having a patient that says something to you that really stands out, or reminds you of something, it really can make such a difference. Like I even think of like some conversations from like 3 years ago, but it still like sticks with you because maybe it just like reminded you of someone or whatever it may be. So that's super awesome.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love.
I think no matter what part of healthcare you work in, one of the biggest pieces of any position within healthcare is the connections you are able to make. That's with patients, or that's with family, or that's with coworkers, in each other, and like just making sure those connections are established and what you can learn and how you can grow as not even professionally, but just as a human in like in in this like crazy world, and how you relate to people. There's so much that can be learned working in healthcare. So I think your advice to everybody to like reach in and find their why when they're entering these professions is like so, it's like so accurate and on point, because there's are hard times and there's hard shifts and days, and not everything is amazing, but finding your North Star to everything. And that's true for Anthony and I too. Like we're not even working bedside anymore, but we always have to come back to like our why. Like
Yeah,
why are we building the marketplace, and who are we serving, and why are we serving them, and having all your decisions even through those like difficult times being centered on your why. So I love that advice for people.
like business too. Sometimes, you kind of, especially when first starting out as an entrepreneur, you kind of always have to remember your why, because it gets rough. Like it's, not easy. So remembering your why with business too is also like really important. It's something that I have learned to always try to remember to go back to.
I love that. Okay, so I see we got 2 questions.
Yay!
Okay, so it says tap a question to answer. I'm like, I've never done this Q&A thing. There's so many IG live like little things.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with this one. What other career choices would you all have been if not nurses? Ooh, I like that question.
Oh geez. Huh.
I feel like if like reality didn't exist and I could just like go do whatever I want, like, I mean, I feel like I would. Well, I previously did like a lot of acting and theater. Like, I think I would love
Mm.
to go back into like entertainment, specifically filmmaking. I love creating like short films and directing and choreography, and just like it's kind of like it really is an art form, and I'm super passionate about that. And luckily now with Lumify, I get to do some content creation and like edit TikToks and whatnot, which kind of is fun for me, to be honest. It's a little like it is fun. So I would say that's for me what I would be doing.
I could even see you like hosting or it's a TV show or something.
Yeah.
I would love that. Maybe someday. Maybe
Yeah.
someday. Never
I'll
say
watch your
never.
show. I'll watch your show, Anthony.
What do they call Nurse Anthony, the talk show?
The talk show. Ask a nurse.
I think I would, yeah, if we were not at all like in healthcare, I think that I would probably be like a wedding planner.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's fun.
that's stressful too. That is a stressful career.
Oh my gosh. Yes. What makes you want to do that? Like you just have a knack for like, have you done other people's or other parties or other?
I've like little like small gatherings where I'm like organizing like where I'm getting the cake from and um, picking the designs for the cake and things like that. Um, I like decorating stuff a lot. Hence why I started making pins. I really love like picking the flowers and like putting them together. I'm obsessed with like decorating. So I think I would do wedding planning, and I'm so organized and detailed. I think I would be good at that. I think.
Oh, yes. I think that all of like that sort of thing, like you need to have those characteristics and qualities. So I think you would excel. Like
Yeah.
if
I
like
love
you have
that.
like a yeah, if you could always have that in your back pocket, you want to take a break from the nursing and scrub society. For me, oh my gosh, I was thinking about it, like trying to like filibuster time and let you guys decide so it could give me more time to think about what it was I wanted to do. I And I think it would be like, I don't know, it's healthcare adjacent, but I really love like creating, like solving problems and creating things and like products and things that like solve for problems that exist. I don't know if that makes sense, but like there's a problem and there's like an apparatus or a device. I like to solve problems and to create solutions like that. So I don't know, product dev for things like that, like hardware products, like we've got to do that a little bit with the Unite Light and like other things that we've been working on behind the scenes with Lumify. And so that's always really fun. But I really enjoy the problem solving aspect of those sorts of things. So something in that
I love
sort
that.
of area of the world.
That's super awesome. Okay, another question. We have two other questions. Are there hobbies that inspired your creative side, or did your creative side inspire new hobbies?
Oh, that's a good question. Mm.
Wait, I have to read it again.
I know. I was like, wait, it's a lot of
Hobbies that
words.
inspired your creative side, or did your creative side inspire new hobbies? Oh, that's interesting.
Did, hmm.
I feel like for me personally, I think I've always been like inherently more creative. Like I always loved art growing up. I always loved creating things. Like this is like such a weird fun fact, but when I was growing up, I used to be obsessed with like okay, this sounds so crazy. But do you know how in Disney World or in like theater they like will sometimes fly actors like Tinkerbell or something? Like I always loved like flying things. So I always would set up these contraptions in my room with like flying stuffed animals and like using my go-kart. Like I always just like loved like building things like that. Um so I feel like the creative side of me always kind of inspired like hobbies or interests.
Right. I think the same for me too. I think I've always had that creative side. When I was younger, I was in like every activity you could think of, like karate, dance, swimming, everything. Like, my parents put me in everything, and I think I always had. Oh, well, then I guess maybe my hobbies inspired it. I'm gonna change my answer. I think my hobby inspired my creative side because I was exposed to so many different arts and crafts when I was
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, it's kind of like I had no choice but to fall in love with like the creative side of life. I'm also left-handed, and there's a thing with and being creative. So yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm going to, man, this is super deep, you guys. Man, I just thought we were gonna talk about like marketplace and like how great things were, and it's like making me be very introspective and
That's
unprepared.
so funny.
Um, I think that I I can be creative, but I think maybe more so hobbies or whatever I'm doing at that point or whatever I'm being exposed to, then I will lean more that way. But I will say I always really loved like music and singing and things like that. And I've done that annoyingly to my whole family, my like most of my life, irritatingly singing everywhere. And and so that's been constant, but more so like when I'm exposed to environments or different hobbies, then that can like elicit more creativity. I think that's my answer. Good questions, you guys. My goodness. Not like what's your favorite color or
Right.
I know, right? Okay, we have a little bit more nursing related. I know we talked about our why, but curious, favorite thing about nursing? And the person that submitted this question said, for me, it's having a good nursing staff that makes work fun, which I could totally agree with. That is everything. Like, nothing like a good nursing bestie and team to laugh about
Oh
things with
yeah.
during the day.
Yeah, people can definitely make or break your day for sure. Like your first thing is who's in my room or who am I working with that shift that can go ahead and like it's gonna be okay. I can do any like versus I can do anything for 12 hours. Like we're gonna muscle through it and get through it. But I agree with that. For me, my favorite thing about nursing is being able to make people and things better. Like That's what I truly loved. Being able to go ahead and like, whether or not it's patients and seeing them at the start of the shift doing poorly and at the end of your shift doing better, or seeing like working in the NICU and seeing them at their sickest and seeing them get home, like that point and seeing that evolution of their care, I think was really amazing. And then even in like this new area of nursing that we're working in right now in tech and entrepreneurship, it's being able to create solutions for those that we love the most, which is our healthcare workers, because they are us. And I think that's the special thing about nursing, is like, for me, is making things better and the diversity of it all, the versatility.
Mm.
I think my favorite part about nursing is the, like I said before, the patient interaction and
Mm-hmm.
the patients in their most vulnerable state, because like I know that I am one of the best people for you to be vulnerable with, because I am just, a person that's going to embrace your feelings and embrace all of that vulnerability, and like you're in a safe space when you are my patient. So I just love that openness and them, being in their vulnerable state and, looking to me for advice or what to do or comfort. Like that's my favorite part, I think, about nursing.
Aw, I love that. I would say for me, my favorite part about nursing, um, I guess kind of similar to what Jennifer mentioned, but really the versatility of our profession. I feel like sometimes nursing isn't given enough credit for how versatile it is. I think
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that's the fault of like nursing education is sometimes very much like specific to bedside nursing, which of course is a very viable option. And, of course you can do work clinically as a nurse. But I think what I really love is how, nurses are in every facet of our society, in the government, in Congress, in law, in business, in tech, in research, in the community, in nonprofit. Like, really, nurses play such a vital role in so many sectors of our society. And I feel like the more that we can amplify our voices as nurses and as healthcare workers to share our experiences and perspectives in different spaces beyond the bedside, I feel like it really will do better for us all to really make, healthcare and our experiences more widely known. So I think for me, just like how versatile nursing is something that always really was one of my favorite parts and why I decided to go into nursing in the first place.
I think it's really important for new grads to know that too, that it's very versatile, because I
Yeah.
think in nursing school, I remember going through my clinicals and I'm like, second guessing, did I make the right decision? Because I am not a fan of med surg. I really didn't like that clinical at all. And, getting like cold feet. But
Mm-hmm.
it was like where I saw so many doors, like I didn't even really know anything about like nurses who work in research, like I think that it should start like back in nursing school. So I feel like it's good that we have platforms where we can show, especially new grads, like, hey, you can do other things.
Yes. I love that. Okay, let's answer this last question and then we'll move to our last question of the live if that works for everyone. So, the
Yeah.
rapid fire question: what is the best way to study in school? I guess we'll relate to our experience in nursing school. We're going to do rapid fire, your study tip for nursing school.
Okay, I'll go. Rapid fire. The best way to study in nursing school is find how you study best. Like for people, everybody learns differently. Whether it's reading, whether it's something that's like tangible, you have to do something creative, you have to draw something out, you have to listen to something. Like everyone learns differently. So if you can do some sort of like little Quizlet to figure out how you learn best, then it will go ahead and narrow down like what methods of study are going to work best for you. That's my tip.
I love
I
that.
study by yourself before you study with a group.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
It, you don't know, if you study with the group first, you might feel overwhelmed, you might feel discouraged, you feel like you don't know as much as the group. Which can happen. But if you study by yourself and buckle down, when you get to the group, it'll just be kind of like a refresher. So that's what I use.
Mm,
I
valid.
love that. I would say, I was gonna say, kind of maybe piggybacking off of yours, that finding your community in school, I think, is really important, not just for studying, but just for like your own sanity, for accountability, for creating a study plan with others. I totally agree. I think studying by yourself is so important, but I think trying to create some accountability with some close friends in nursing school, I think for me was always really helpful because I can just get scatterbrained, and before I know it, I'm like, oh my gosh, we have a test tomorrow.
No, not you.
So I think that having that friends to keep you accountable and to kind of get through nursing school together, I feel like is so important, that community piece. So I guess speaking of community, we now want to ask you our last question of the live. We're so grateful to have you. For anyone listening, you can still enter our live if you want to ask a question. We're happy to engage in the comments after we post the live. If you want to win a Lumify Unite light and under scrub, and then also a pin from Scrub Society of your choice. Our last question for the IG Live is what we ask everyone who joins a Lumify Live, which is why you think that unity in healthcare is more important now than ever.
I think, let me think about this for 2 seconds. Hold on.
Yes, think about it. We'll play. Da, 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 da.
I think unity is most important now than ever because we need to be able to lean on each other with all of our different areas of nursing. We all need somewhere to vent. We all need a shoulder to kind of like cry on, hold. So I think that once we build a strong unity and sense of community, you won't feel alone. So if you have those bad shifts or you have those days where you feel like, I don't want to be a nurse anymore, like honestly, that's like real. And we have those days. But if you know that the person next to you has felt like that, 2 months ago, and now they don't feel like that, you can, talk to them and, be vulnerable with them about that and not have to feel ashamed about feeling like that. So I think it's
I love
important
that.
that space where you can talk to people who relate to you or talk to people that say, hey, I want to be in the field, but I don't want to be on the bedside. Like I want to do something else, So I think unity is important just to gain ideas and the support system, of course.
I love that. Oh, that's such an amazing way to end our live. Now, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, be sure to check out Scrub Society, which is now.
We're gonna be dropping a new pin tomorrow, actually on Lumify. Yeah, so we're gonna. It'll be an exclusive holiday pin that we'll only drop on the marketplace.
Oh.
uh, be on the lookout for that.
Yes, I'm excited. So be on the lookout tomorrow.
Yes,
stop by the marketplace, you all, and see what new pen we are going to have on Lumify Marketplace from Scrub Society. I'm so excited. It's a we don't know either, you guys. This is new knowledge for us.
The only people know are the ones in our Facebook group. We are gonna post the picture there, but we'll drop Lumify tomorrow.
Yay! That's so exciting. Thank you for sharing that news. Oops. Am I still there, Jen?
You are still here. Yep.
Oh, I think is now loading.
Nell's loading.
Okay. Well, how exciting is that? There's going to be an exclusive pin on the Lumify Marketplace tomorrow from Scrub Society. I'm so excited to see it. This is like a little holiday special for us, too. We'll definitely have to keep everyone posted about that.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm excited to see what it is.
I think she got booted off.
No.
But we are just wrapping up the live. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much for Nell for joining at Scrub Society, for coming onto the Lumify Marketplace. We are so, so excited to have them. And thank you all for listening.
Yes, thank you all. Have a great holiday weekend. If you guys are doing anything, if you're working on shift, then kudos to you. I hope it is a great shift this weekend on Black Friday and Thanksgiving.
Yes. Scrub Society, no worries, Nell. Thank you so much for joining us. And okay, wait, maybe we'll just send, I don't know if Nell is able to join back in to just say goodbye really quick. But also one other logistical thing, if you were able to ask a question, there you are, hi. I was just gonna say, if anyone, thank you for everyone asking your questions for the giveaway. I
Yeah.
will DM the winner after. I wrote down everyone's Instagram handles here that ask a question. So look out for a DM from Lumify Care for the winner. And with
Yeah.
that, Nell, thank you so much for joining the marketplace. We are just so grateful to have Scrub Society part of it.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. And I'm shopping exclusive stuff on the Lumify Marketplace, I promise. Starting tomorrow, you guys.
We can't
Ah!
wait. We can't wait. So, yes, thank you so much. We were very excited to be able to chat with you. Always fun time. And we will talk to you guys all later. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us.
Bye, everyone. Talk soon. Have a good
Bye.
afternoon. Bye.